Hey everybody, Brett King here. We're coming to you today from the Yarcraft Safe House. It's a cold December day. I'm here with my good friend Cal from Connectees. We're here to introduce you to his new product, the Graph Power. Cal, tell us what Graph Power is all about.
Connectees designed this system to power your with clean, reliable power and extra performance and protection for today's power-hungry electronics. Obviously, the newer electronics designed to need power, and it needs clean power. We protect it with fuses and stuff. We designed them for a Pro Series, which is a 19 to 22 foot boat, a Rigger Series, a 16 to 18 foot boat, and then a tiller model, so you've got one that covers any application that you have for fishing.
So again, we're here to show you. I've already cheated the system a little bit. I got some rigging ropes run through the boat already to speed this process up. Obviously, you don't want to watch the whole thing, but we're here to show you how cool this system is and how easy it is to install, the Graph Power system from Connectees. All right, we are in the boat now. We're ready to get started installing this. Let's see what we've all got to work with here. So this is obviously your 30 amp fuse coming off your start battery. Quick connect system. I've got two separate harnesses in here with fuse holders for both power and ground. Going to a quick connect system. I believe this one is to go from the console to the bow. And then here I've got the main system to come from the start battery up to the console. This will then tee in to the bow system, and we'll have a complete wiring harness with dedicated power, dedicated ground, and very, very limited interference, if any at all. So we've got fuses, a 30 amp for the start battery again. We've got both 3 and 5 amp fuses in here for the fuse holders for whatever your electronics recommend. So we're gonna lay this all out. We're gonna show you how easy it is to put this system in and how quickly you can wire and dedicate power to your graphs. So I've got the harness run now from the console back to the start or house battery. Now I'm gonna hook up the connection to hook up the harness and the Graph Power harness all in one. So obviously, like anything electrical, there's a negative and a positive. Positive being here. So there's a specific way these wires want to go in. If you look real close, there's a hook actually on the bottom of this wire connector. So that, obviously the red is positive. I'm going to insert it into the round end, and this will click in and make a positive connection. Just like that, so it can't come back out. Now it's super tight. It's a positive connection. I'm gonna turn around, I'm gonna do the same with the negative side. I want this little hook on the bottom side of this connection is always gonna face down when I put it into the red connector. And that allows it to lock in and maintain positive power just like that. It's just that easy. Now I've got my connections, they're in there, and I simply gotta hook it to the battery. All right, so wires are run. I've got my connection all built and put on. All I have left to do is hook it to the main battery harness itself, which is no more than that effort right there. So I now have my harness run from the house or start battery up to the console itself. I just pulled the wires from the bow into the console. I've got one simple connection left to make, and that's a quick disconnect like we showed you in the back. And then I absolutely have power from the battery all the way to the bow. I've got my dedicated harness run for my electronics. All right, again, I'm gonna hook up the quick connect, hook down on the connector, positive red, obviously, to the right side of the housing. Just simply snap it in, just like that, and we're connected. All right, now I'm gonna do the same with the negative, again, on the connector, on the wire itself. There's a little hook that's gonna go down as I go into the housing. Simply push it in, snap, and you're done. Now I'm gonna simply hook this up into the main harness, just like that. So just that fast, maybe I'm gonna say 10 minutes total it took me to fish the harness completely from the start battery all the way to the bow. I've now connected it, it's live. I've got true power to dedicated power to all my graph system. So our wires are all run. I've got them fished out my fin gear mount here. I'm actually ready now to just go ahead and hook up my power cables. This particular one is a Lowrance application. Again, yellow is going to be my positive. Notice on the connectors, this is a true step down connector from 22 gauge to 16 gauge wire. So it's 16 coming in, it bottles down to a 22 to get a good firm connection. I'm simply gonna hook positive, negative up, flip the breaker, put a fuse in here, and we're done. We're hooked up and live. So I've got the power wire inserted, again into the yellow fused wire. Step down connector that comes complete on the kit itself. I'm simply gonna crimp it like so. Check, make sure I got a good positive connection. I'm gonna grab my heat gun and I'm gonna shrink this tubing down, and that'll totally seal up the system. You can actually see it really good on that black, how it shined right up, because it actually glues itself right to the wire. So we're all wired up. Basically now I'm gonna throw a fuse in. We're gonna hook a graph up to this and see if we got power. I'm gonna add a 3 amp fuse into the fuse holder, like so. Seal that up. All right, final checkpoint. We're gonna power up the graph, see if we can make some magic, and voila. It's firing up. Graph power harness is complete. Tidy things up. I've got another graph to hook up here, a couple to hook up front, but just that fast, we ran the entire system through the boat and we've got dedicated graph power. All right, guys, so just like that, we ran the Connectease graph power system through the entire boat, front to back. We have now powered up 4 HDS Lowrance units, 1 active target, all on one system, dedicated power, and it maybe took me a total of about 45 minutes. I've literally got a few wires to zip tie up. Other than that, this thing is done. Everything, as you can see, is up and running. Super simple, great system. Check it out at connectease.com.